Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea with me, Bardon, and Lady Sakura. Right, I think we are done here. We don't want to do any more digging around there, so we're not going to do that. We are going to head off. We're going to check our map. So we want to go to Anth next. So Anth, and then I think Port Cecil, up to the Ragged Crow, under the Crow, then over to Irene, and then make our way down to the Nativity. I think that's the plan for the moment. So let's get ourselves going in that direction. Actually, there's something that I needed to do though before we left, which I forgot. So we have to go back because I want to stock up on fuel. Because Mount Palmerston is a great place to do that. Oh, the Crawling Star. Okay, we're going to record the change. If the new shape seems well omened, your crew may be cheered. Who knows? A darkness. 3 of the false stars wink out all together, as suddenly as closed eyes. The pattern that remains is as hopeless and meaningless as cast eye. Somewhere, a sailor begins to sob. 2 more terror. Thank you for that. Okay, yeah, we want to do shops. And then do that, and we can't quite get 10, so let's just get as many as we can. There we go. And then thank you very much for that. Now let's head off and get down to Anth. Okay. And something I need to do as well is make sure that I start. Oops, we're going the wrong way. I need to make sure that I start my timer as well, so I know how long we can go on. I think we need to head. Ooh, I keep doing that because I've only got one hand free, and apparently that means that I go to the wrong side. Okay, check the map. Right, we should be able to dive right about here and be right outside the entrance. Come on, we're right there. There we go. Oh, what the hell? Spy walks the ship. They're good, very good. Well, if not for a single envelope sitting, okay, sitting face down instead of face up on your desk, you might never have noticed. Okay, track them down. 32% chance. Trader, the determined doctor makes no plea, no apology, no excuse. He holds his hands out for the irons and is escorted to the brig with his head held high. The haunted doctor is different. Okay, interesting. We succeeded in a mirrors challenge. Okay. The determined doctor stands at the door as the door opens, irons clinking on his wrist. His eye is defiant. The cold sweat on his brow tells a different story. Demand an explanation. The question is a single word. Why? And a personal betrayal. Why would a man throw a life preserver to a drowning child? The determined doctor looks up, revolutionary fervour in his eyes. You're not there, my lady, or you would know. Our only salvation is in anarchy. In burning London, bringing down the Khanate, in sealing the Cumian Canal, taking back what is ours. They understand that. In the shadow, they understand. Dante Doctor is different. Okay. This is interesting then. The determined doctor stands at the doorway. We've seen that already. So we could argue with him. We could try to deal with him. We could pass judgment on him. Let's try to argue with him. Good grief. Has this man ever found a cause he didn't immediately embrace? This is a question worth asking. For a moment, it is as if you have got through to him. But no. Man would fall so quickly from worshipping solar spiders into the crooked clutches of the Calendar Council and still be instantly won over by a bunch of Kagian anarchs. Is a man with an impenetrable shield of homilies and self-justification. I did what I must. says the doctor, his solitary eyes staring past your ear. I could have done no less. Okay. So we can't argue with him. He only did what he thought was right. If he swears never to repeat this, his honor will hold him to it. Or we could basically get rid of him. Let's try to deal with him first. The principle stands. Please understand, there was no pleasure or satisfaction in what I did. It was only with the bitterest regret, and for the greatest good, that I betrayed your trust. But I cannot swear that, my lady. I must continue to act, as my conscience demands, as must you with yours. I will speak no false promises to spare my neck. Okay, well then let's just pass judgment on him. You have heard enough. A verdict is reached. The determined doctor does his best to look defiant, but is unable to hide his nervous trembling. The determined doctor stands as the open... no, that's the same stuff. I'd like that to change a bit, because we are kind of going through the story. The doctor returns to work. On the guard, of course, he is, fortunately, are not too good a surgeon to simply discard. The doctor leaves the ship. He will spend the rest of his journey in the brig and be handed over to the authorities at the next friendly port. I'd love to know who else we have on the crew so we could change him. Hearts plus 9, pages plus 3. I think he is a bit too good. Oh, I might regret this, but we're going to keep him on the guard. Try keep an eye on him, but they've already been talked about his one-eyedness before. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm not sure it's the right decision, but it's the decision we're going to make. It's the decision we have to make, I feel. It doesn't seem much of a punishment. Still, the doctor's face sinks into gloom. Was he hoping to be a martyr for his latest cause? Is he simply sick that he will be unable to help his anarch friends? It matters not. The irons around his wrists are removed. He's free to resume his duties, at least for the moment. Okay, and then we need to try to dive. There we go. Finally got down. Right, so the entrance must be right there. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's turn ourselves around. Get into Anth as quickly as possible. There we go. Okay. Let's gather port to port first. Access to Anth is restricted by type of sharpness. Those who are sharp in the ears do not necessarily mingle with the sharp-tongued. As for the inhabitants who are sharp throughout their full bodies, they don't circulate much. There is said to be a cavern, broad and shallow floored, where the perfectly sharp grow old together. They aren't capable of anyone else's company anymore. At least, that's what you're told, and you can hardly go and ask. At any rate, they are more like grown crystals than like people, slowly expanding and bonding with the rock. Okay, so we've got a port report. We don't need to consider on sharpness. We do have... Here's where we can sell sapphires, but we need to find somewhere where we can buy sapphires. Fuel and supplies is a little on the expensive side here. Okay, we are going to try this. A chancy challenge, 53% chance. Okay, in the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. Inquire about their dreams the next morning. What did they see? Eyes and a face. The whole neat lit up like a snuffer mask. There's something in the roof, Captain. It is the roof. It's watching us. Eyes and a face. Eyes and a face. Yes, you say softly. You lay your hand on the sailor's burning forehead. There are storms in the roof. Hush, we won't join them. Okay, we succeeded. We gained 10 terror. We now have 20 fragments. Okay. And then we are going to depart from Anth. And the next place, we're going to go down to Port Cecil. Okay. So let's start turning in that direction. And then surface. Okay, and when we get to the surface, then we're gonna pile on the speed. and try to get there a little faster. Okay, so aim for there, then kind of hug the, yeah, that's the way to do it. Hug the islands on the way in. Try and spare us getting too much in the way of terror. Sleep when you're dead, you're hurt. Spend time in bed, it really is where you should be. This will heal a wound. Okay, yeah, let's do that. The sounds of the ship at sea, the toll of the watch bell, your eyes drift closed, you have 1 wound, at 3 wounds you'll die. Okay. We hear those voices that will not be drowned. This is the sea of voices. We're close to Polythrium, where nothing is truly dead. Okay, now we should be able to, with a little bit of a circuitous route, get in without gaining another terror. Yeah, so down to this one. And then we can pop across. It's interesting now as well, kind of just generally here in Japan, that we've just finished the rainy season. And, you know, I was talking to a friend last night about it that lives here as well. That, let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to gather intelligence. Okay. Yeah, what I was saying was that rainy season just ended, which means that kind of had that thing of, oh, now we can go outside more because it stopped raining. But we basically went from the rainy season to the hot season, where it's like 40 odd degrees and it's 90 odd % humidity as well. It's like you walk outside the door and you're just covered in sweat, so you can't really be outside for very long at all. Like, kind of going to and from work is about as much as I can handle at the moment anyway. And yeah, it's kind of a bit strange, but we're my group of friends are a bit crazy, or at least that's what one of our wives has told us. Well, she actually called us the idiots, because we're planning to climb a mountain in a couple of weeks when it's going to be really even hotter. So yeah, we probably are idiots. Anyway, back to this. Test stream Silverlight. The old inhabitants of Port Cecil carry coral and crustaceans like a disease, splotched with silver light. They like to go up into the limestone heights behind the harbour, to lay their heads against the pillars and towers, stare at the roof of the neat, dream, open-eyed. Sometimes they speak of things far away, the Khanate work, the smuggler's wars, the Phantom King's secrets. It's not all invented. Okay, and then an extra move. I know we can't really do anything with that. We could gather Scintillac. We're not going to do that. We are going to explore the coral though, see what we find. Sea laps dark around silvery coral. Humps and columns rise from the coral, a bewildering maze. Go carefully. Okay, 32%, 50%. Okay. This was an empty cliff top above the bleak waves. Now it blazes with colour. Striped tents, coloured flames, and music of pianola and kettle drum. Mustachioed women and languorous men play chess, carve bones, eat cats, and polish their terrifying brass weapons. These are Iron Republic privateers, pirates who practices contravene the very laws of nature. We'll attack them or we creep up. I think we're going to go for the attack. They are numerous, but lost to wine and music, you will have the element of surprise, but it's very hard to know exactly what those weapons will do. Okay, let's try. It is disoriental battle. Your first volley does satisfyingly grievous damage, but a half dozen privateers snatch up weapons. One is a sort of Gatling gun. One appears to fire bubbles composed of rainbow meat. A third makes it rain in your heart. The fourth weapon explodes in a shower of fat purple sparks that chirp like canaries and chew their way through everything in the encampment. Privateers, tents, loot. The battle is over before it's begun, but by the time it's safe to approach, the sparks have devoured many of the privateers' treasures. Okay, we're fortunate. We got 80 echoes. We got 1 extra terror and 6 fragments. Okay, cheers to that. And then that's pretty much all we can do here. Shops wise, too expensive. So we're gonna head off from here. And then we need to head up north. So let's get going. Head up that way. I know it's the big eel. What's it called? The moray or whatever. Hasn't been around this time. It's kind of nice because we're normally trying to avoid that thing. We're kind of in a bit of a limbo in terms of fighting, where certain things we can fight and we know we're going to kill them. Then there's kind of the middle area where there are things that we can fight, but we're going to take a significant amount of damage. And then we still have things like the Lorn Fluke and stuff or Mount Nomad, that if they decide that they're going to fight us, we're screwed. Or this moth thing. Yeah. Don't fight that. I think is a good thing to say at the moment. Now let's try and get... Okay, I think maybe we went a bit too far. No, we didn't. We need to go around this way instead. And we just find... Yeah, well, we probably did go a bit too far because close to the coast. Just need some deeper water, please. If you wouldn't mind. There we go. Finally. Okay. That moth must have come from down here then, I guess, because this is where all the moths are, isn't it? So he's escaped. Wonder if we actually kind of our being there kind of triggered that happening. The Undercrow. Okay. Let's deliver a letter of farewell to a sprightly visionary at Hideaway. Farewell to sprightly visionary. How did he come to know one of the exiles of Hideaway? No answer is forthcoming, but the old man displays a broken grin. The old history of foolhardy youths, he confides, who somehow became old men. Okay. Offer a memento mori. No use denying my fate. I should have a reminder of my folly. Okay, we may as well try that, I guess. The almost dead man stares resentfully at the empty eye sockets. I chased immortality down to the Neath, then south to the mountain's foot. Didn't bloody catch it though, did I? A scraping sound can be heard from within his ribcage. He shifts uncomfortably. Damnable waste. Okay, we lose one lamentable relic. We get an outlandish artifact instead. And we got one Undercrow Dying Grace up to 2. Okay, thank you for that. If you wouldn't mind letting me actually click, please. There we go. Okay, now let's speak with the incomparable Aurelian. A true collector appreciates patience. When my master retired here, we both thought it would be his last destination. The Aurelian's eyes take the sheen of a patient man, approaching a delayed payoff. No one has been present at the most moths hatching before. Well, no one who was in a condition to remember it afterwards. He spares a hesitant glance over his shoulder at the almost dead man. Of course, being by my master's side during his final days is a necessary part of the process. Okay, and then let's assemble our port reports. Is it more than a cave lighthouse fire, but the Admiralty appreciates thoroughness. A thorough survey of moth and fire, a ramshackle array of pulleys allows the Undercrow's reclusive resident to feed the fire above. The hereby smoke of the fungal fire has preservative qualities, but dusts everything in a fine grey deposit. Meanwhile, the fire distracts the more aggressive moths and warns ships far above. All as well as can be expected. Okay, and on that note, that's where we're going to end that one. So hope you've enjoyed and hope to see you all next time. Goodbye. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button there on the right and check out some other videos here on the left.